All right, so I want to talk about the snake symbolism in the Garden of Eden. So Christians view the snake symbolism or the snake's encounter with Eve in the garden as evil because the snake was speaking with Eve and seducing her while being on the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which Eve was told not to eat from. So we know that that's the Christian viewpoint. And from that incident, we see in the Bible that man sinned the first time after Eve, his wife, that came out of him, gave him an apple or a piece of fruit to eat off of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So where does the symbolism for the tree come from originally? Let's take a look. Check this out. All right, so just a quick Google about what the snake also represents. We see a couple of things. So the Christian viewpoint suggests that symbol of a snake is deception and evil based on its seduction towards Eve to convince Eve to sin or eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. However, we also see that other religions, such as those that are not found in the United States, and other cultures such as Greece and Egypt, see snakes as a symbol of fertility, rebirth, renewal, and even immortality. I think the bigger question here, though, is not how the snake is viewed. It's what the snake represents to the person that is viewing it. So how the person that's viewing it has been told what it represents. So specifically, if you have a Christian or religious narrative, you're going to see a snake a lot differently than a mysticist or an agnostic or an atheist. It's going to be in a negative light if you're a Christian. It's going to represent sin. It's going to represent the need for repentance. It's going to represent belief from your faith, which comes from your identity constructed in a religious narrative. However, if you are not a Christian, you see the meaning of a snake as something positive, as something that is transformative, as something that gives life and gives new beginning, and not something that causes corruption only. It's interesting because an animal that causes sin was made none other than by the Christian God himself. Think about